Thank you very much, Mr Deputy Speaker. The scenes that we saw outside the Suites Hotel in Knowsley 10 days ago were appalling and shameful. Violence, intimidation, a police van smashed up and set on fire, and all of us should support Merseyside Police in their response to keep people safe. It comes just a few months after the appalling terrorist attack at Dover, when someone who'd been engaging with far-right and extremist groups online attempted to use a petrol bomb on the centre. There have been the number of so-called migrant hunts organised by far-right groups have doubled in the last year, and there's been an increase in far-right groups organising protests and intimidation and attempting to increase and inflame community tensions. All of us have a responsibility to take this seriously. There is an important debate about asylum accommodation and asylum policy. We have disagreements. We have criticised the Home Office for the collapse in decision-making on asylum that has led to an increase in the delays and the backlog because people shouldn't be spending long time. They shouldn't be put in the hotels in the first place, and we should be targeting criminal gangs and seeking new agreements with France to prevent dangerous boat crossings and making sure the UK does its bit to help those who have fled persecution. We can have that debate, but how we have that debate also matters, because government and opposition and everyone has a responsibility to do so in a way that is calm, common sense, and doesn't inflame tensions or divide communities. And I know that he will regret the fact that some of the Home Secretary's language has also appeared on some of the placards, and I would say on all sides we need to have a calm debate on this. Let me ask him some specific questions. What is being done to coordinate the monitoring around far-right activity around asylum accommodation? What is being done about hateful extremism that has grown and can radicalise people into violence? The Countering Extremism Commissioner, the former Commissioner, has said that the government has actually reversed some of its action on this. Will he now revisit the downgrading of the response to far-right extremism as part of the PREVENT strategy? Because there are serious concerns raised about links between some far-right extremist groups and people who have been exploiting these issues, and some links between those and national action, which has been prescribed. It was so serious. And then nationally, would he just accept and agree with me that the responsibility is on all of us to be calm and to promote community cohesion and a sensible response to all of the challenges we face, and not to divide us and inflame tensions that then the police and local communities have to deal with?
This response should be very, very interesting. Will it be calm, considerate? Probably not.
Well, I'm grateful to the Right Honourable Lady N for her closing remarks. It is absolutely incumbent upon all of us to treat this in a respectful and serious manner and ensure that we do nothing to inflame tensions within our communities. I hope she will appreciate that's the way in which I've always conducted myself in this role. With respect...
So that's like dig at our Suella Blabberman.
To the Home Secretary, the Home Secretary has condemned the violence unequivocally that we saw in Knowsley, and that's absolutely right, because there is never any excuse for violence, intimidation or attacks on the police. That does not mean that we should not seek to understand the level of public frustration that lies behind wider concerns about our asylum and immigration system. To understand is not to condone, and there are those who treat those frustrations as a phenomenon to be managed rather than as a warning to be heeded. We in government take the approach that this is a serious concern for the British public, and that's why we need to take all appropriate steps to stop the illegal channel crossings as quickly as possible. With respect to her specific questions, we are coordinating with police colleagues to ensure that all police forces have the correct and up-to-date advice as to how they can support asylum accommodation and manage protests should they happen in the future. The National Police Coordination Centre is assisting us in monitoring the activities of relevant groups, including on social media, and will take such steps as are required were that social media content to constitute criminal offences. And we have worked with our asylum accommodation providers to ensure that they put in place enhanced security where appropriate, and that they have the best possible advice from the police as to how they can protect the people working in those hotels and other centres, and of course the residents. With respect to her question regarding the review of Prevent conducted by William Shawcross, the findings of that report were not that there were no far-right activities in this country, but that we must follow the facts and take a balanced view as to where to deploy our resources. That's exactly what we will do. We will tackle Islamist extremism with all of the robustness that it deserves, but we will also address far-right activity, including by the groups concerning this protest.
Jackie Dole-Price.
After it was quite interesting, wasn't it? Didn't quite go on the rant, but I'll do it when he mentioned. I hope you noticed that I don't engage in that kind of rhetoric. I wonder if that was a slight dig at our swallow blabbermouth, but when he talked about some of the other stuff, it's just not sure whether I believe him. What do you guys think? Anyway, I shall leave the video here. Until the next episode, bid you farewell and take care, my friends.